Welcome to the Explainer. So, Spain's online betting market is absolutely exploding right now, which is great. But it also means picking the right site can be a total headache. That's where we come in. We've gone ahead and sifted through all the top ranking sources like betplace.us so you don't have to. We're going to break it all down for you right here.
All right, so here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll get the lay of the land. What does the betting scene in Spain even look like? Then we'll get into what really makes a site one of the best. After that, we'll take a peek at some of the heavy hitters, and we'll wrap things up with a super simple checklist you can use to pick the right one for you. Sound good? Let's go.
All right, first things first. Just how big are we talking when we say the betting scene in Spain is booming? Before we can even think about picking a winner, we got to understand the size of the whole playing field.
And this, right here, is the big question, isn't it? I mean, you've got dozens and dozens of options out there all trying to get your business. It's a lot. And frankly, it can be pretty overwhelming. Choosing the right one is absolutely key to making sure you have a good time and, stay safe. Okay, check this out. Almost 39%. That's nearly 4 out of every 10 people in Spain have put money on a sports bet in just the last year. That's huge. So this isn't some tiny niche hobby we're talking about. This is mainstream. And that just makes it even more important to know how to navigate this world safely. Okay, if there's one acronym you remember from this, make it this one. DGOJ. That's the Dirección General de Ordenación del Juego. And it's basically the official government referee for all legal online gambling in Spain. Think of it this way. A DGOJ license is a seal of approval. It's non-negotiable. If you're looking at a site, this license is the very first thing you should be searching for. It means they're legit and playing by the rules.
All right, so having that license is the bare minimum, right? That's the foundation. But what's the difference between a site that's just okay and one that's genuinely great? Well, our research shows it really boils down to 3 main things. First up, and this one's a biggie, the user experience. Seriously, think about it. If you're clicking around forever trying to find the match you want to bet on, or the whole site is just a confusing mess, you're not going to stick around for long. So a clean, easy-to-use interface isn't just a bonus, it's absolutely essential.
And when we talk about a great experience, this is what we mean. It should be super easy to find what you're looking for, manage your account without a hassle, and this is crucial, it has to work flawlessly on your phone, not just on a computer. A good mobile app or a responsive website is a must-have these days. Criterion number 2. Let's talk about the money. I mean, depositing money is usually easy, right? But the real test of a good site is how easy and fast it is to get your winnings out. You want a process that's simple, totally secure, and gives you plenty of options.
So what you're looking for is a good mix of secure payment methods. We're talking credit and debit cards, of course, but also popular e-wallets like PayPal, Skrill, or Neteller. And when you see big, trusted names like PayPal, that's a huge sign that the site is serious about security. You also want to see fast withdrawals and really clear info about any fees or limits. No surprises. Okay, and for our third key criterion, what happens when things don't go as planned? Or, you just have a simple question. You can learn so much about a company based on their customer support. Seriously, a top-notch operator will have reliable support, period. Look for sites that give you multiple ways to get in touch, like live chat, email, and maybe even a phone number. And 24/7 availability for urgent stuff, that's the gold standard. Ultimately, when a site invests in good support, it's showing you that it actually values you as a customer. That gives you peace of mind, which is priceless. Okay, so now we know what to look for. Let's put this into practice and check out some of the top contenders. We're pulling these directly from our research, especially from our source, betplace.us. And first up is a site they highlight as a really trusted platform, Melbet. So, Melbet gets a really high score, a 4.7 out of 5. Now, one thing to note here is its license is from Curaçao. While that's not the official Spanish DGOJ license, it's a very common and well-known international license. This actually allows them to offer some cool, modern features you might not find elsewhere, like crypto payouts and live streaming. Definitely a strong contender. Next, we've got to talk about the 800-pound gorilla in the room, Bet365. Remember that survey we mentioned earlier? Well, it pointed to Bet365 as the #1 platform in Spain. They've got licenses all over Europe, and they are especially known for having an absolutely massive selection of live betting options. And of course, you can't have a conversation about betting without mentioning a true veteran, William Hill.
I mean, these guys have been around since 1934. That's almost a century. With that kind of history plus licenses in places like the UK, they've built a rock-solid reputation for being reliable and trustworthy.
So when you look at these two side by side, you can really see how they appeal to different kinds of bettors. Bet365 is all about options, options, options. They cover a huge range of sports, over 30 of them. William Hill, with all its experience, takes a slightly different approach. They have a really strong focus on the big leagues, especially Spanish football and La Liga. So it really depends on what you're looking for. Okay, that's a lot of info, I know. So how do you actually use it? Let's boil it all down. To wrap up, here's a super simple, practical checklist you can use anytime you're checking out a new site.
Just run through these 4 simple steps. 1. Verify the license. Seriously, always look for that DGOJ seal. 2. Test out their customer support. Send them a quick question before you put any money in. 3. Compare the odds. Are they competitive for the sports you care about? And 4. Read the welcome bonus terms. The devil is always in the details. Following this little process will help you cut through all the fluff and make a really smart choice.
You know, this quote from our source, betplace.us, really just hits the nail on the head. It's crucial to pick sites that focus on safety so players can enjoy their time without stress. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. And hey, if you want to dive deeper, we've got you covered. We've dropped a link to the full list of top sites and more info in the description below, so be sure to check that out. So, as we leave you to start your search, here's the last thing to think about. What matters most to you? Are you all about finding the most generous bonuses? Or are you obsessed with getting the absolute best odds? Or maybe you just need a slick, top-of-the-line mobile app. Figuring out your number one priority, well, that's the best compass you'll have for finding the site that's a perfect match for you.